doing PalWorld today? Why are we doing PalWorld? Because, buddy, I'm tired. Ooh, a vixen. A vixie. How you doing, Wolf? How you doing? Gonna run this way. Where do I want to put my PAL box? I would think somewhere... Ooh, another one. If I can get multiple Vixie, that would be useful for once I have the ranch unlocked. You just made shepherd's pie? Lucky! I had cheese and chicken tortellini with chicken soup. Inside chicken soup. Do.
Mike, I thought that said Miku for a minute. It's like, Miku? Miku, ooh, ooh. I'm thinking Miku, Miku, ooh, ooh.
Where? Okay, I don't understand why Twitch alerts aren't working. It's magically Operadon. Butch has just been acting really stupid as of late. Like, I have the alerts set up. I got everything working. But for some reason, they're not wanting to work. But how you doing, Wolf? Besides putting dinner in. Wow, I've read that twice. Said that twice already. Wow, I'm tired, man. I'm tired. Yeah, today I had to go get my hearing aids adjusted and properly set to fit. And then my mother went to an appointment. I went with my mother to an appointment because it involves skin removal of skin cancer. Yeah, it's just been fun. Nerd. Hey, Decaf, how you doing? I don't think it's crossplay. I do not think PalWorld is crossplay.
Lizard. Lizard.
Lizard.
Lizard. Lizard.
Hello, Hajile.
Lizard. 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 Lizard.
How you doing? Googled. It is. Ah. No. I want to up my weight capacity. I need the shoddy bed. I need the straw bed. I need that. That. Common shield. And feed box. Stupid hot here, so I'm trying to stay cool inside. Yeah, it's not that bad heat-wise where I am now. Still not fun, but like not bad. Not like how it was before, where it was bordering into like the low hundreds. There we go. Open up me boxes. Yeah, like it's not into the low hundreds where I am anymore. It's just really high humidity that I gotta be concerned about. That does not sound pleasant. That does not sound pleasant with that type of weather. Full sun as well, no hiding from it. Yeah, that definitely isn't pleasant. That definitely is not a pleasant time. Decaf, ban that guy. Because there's a filthy clanker. Got it. Get in the ball! And stay in the ball! So happy I have my blurps controlled to where no one is gonna pull the random odd sound effects to take for me to that takes it out of context. You're at a 130 walk streak, dude. A watch streak of 130 is a little insane. So I have confirmed it is now past the time frame where I would be contacted if I got the job. They have yet to contact me back, so I'm gonna make the assumption that I don't got the job. No, don't start that. Start what? I'm gonna give it time. I'm gonna give him time to contact me back, but it's just one of those things where it's like I don't expect to be called back. So I'm just gonna plan as if I'm not. I have obtained my item. I'm Morgan Freeman. Timmy. I have come to tell you I am your father. I am your father, Timmy. Morgan the Freeman is your father. Oh yeah, so something cool. The hearing aids I have, apparently they work as like headphone. Apparently you can sync them to your phone and you can hear phone calls. You can hear like you can hear phone calls. You can do all like everything you would with like a Bluetooth with like Bluetooth earbuds. I'm like, that's cool. Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man. Yes, the Muffin Man. Do you know him? Do you? That's so stupid. I'm being stupid. I'm being very stupid. Do you know the Muffin Man? I'm gonna go into Stream VC if anyone wishes to join me. Do you know the Muffin Man? Chip. Get in the ball. And stay in the ball. They see me rolling, they hating, trying to catch me wide and nerdy. Decaf, I'm pretty sure if someone tried to catch you, White and Nerdy, all they'd have to do was walk through your door. Thanks. Thanks, Ball, for... I'd have a witty comeback, but I spent 7.5 hours hunched over a machine today, and I have no brain cells that function at the moment. Ha! It means I win. It means I'm a winner. I mean, your wife could possibly come up with a fancy comeback, but that's on her. Or she could just say I'm not, or she could just threaten me with mixing soy into my food, and call it a day. Matter of fact, actually, yeah, I would expect that.
English not understand. No. Longer English no.
Hello, Varkon. How you doing? Hopefully well. Ranga English. No. Hello, Lost. How you doing? And yes, PalWorld today. Finally, the game don't look like asset flips. PalWorld has always been an interesting case where you have it where some things look really good and some things look really bad. Most of it looks relatively good, and as far as I can tell, with the 1.0 update, they changed quite a lot. Ranga English. No. Every look good now. Yeah, it looks really good. The visuals of definitely improved in the 1.0 update. Which I like. I like that the visuals have update. I like that PalWorld is going for they're going for a less realistic approach to visuals, and because I'm more a fan of stylized graphics, because in my mind stylized graphics will age much better. No, get the filthy social links out of here. We don't need them. Social links are dirty. Dirty, dirty social links. I can't stand social links. The only one that I find even adequately done is Gallica. We fixed the one link in the machine today, then decided to seal it with a seal. Then it proceeded to decide the seals on the electric pump motor were done, so I spent the day redoing the seal kit on the pump motor. Oh my. You really are just not... You're just having... You're just not having luck with that machine. The reason you buy SMT5 Vengeance is because Vengeance comes with an entirely new story connected to it. That is the reason you buy Vengeance. Canon of Vengeance is honestly really good. You also buy Vengeance because Vengeance itself adds a lot more content. It's the same thing they did with the international release for Nocturne. Almost every mainline Shin Megami Tensei game that has an update that has a re-release with updated content is always worth it. It's because it did a lot of overhaul to Strange Journey in terms of visuals, and it changed the endings, in which a lot of people didn't like how the endings got toned down for the Redux version, where with the endings of the original Strange Journey, you had the endings being like the nth degree extreme of the extreme for that aspect of Chaos, Law, or Neutral, where a lot of them got toned down from the like super nth degree extreme that was in the original, where Redux got rid of that. So, not soft censored, more so went down the logical route an ending would have, rather than go to the nth degree extreme that you could possibly get. The one machine has now broken 3 times in 3 weeks. I'm waiting for it to just fry the pump motor in the morning. It's a final review. I'm gonna die now. Yeah, I could definitely see that happening to your tools. Three times 3 weeks, it's 1000% trying to stay dead. Yeah, it is. It is 1000% trying to stay dead. It's because they are. SMT, they call them demons because they are. Canonically, they are demons. Like, that's the thing about it. They are born within the Expanse, and within the Expanse, the only things that are born are demons. Whereas in Persona, they get called personas because they are not born from the Expanse, they're born from the minds of people. Which, in the psychological term, is called a persona. Yes, even Zeus and Thor. Because if you understand the lore behind SMT, you understand that Zeus, Thor, Odin, all these characters who are considered gods in certain mythologies are referred to as demons because they had the wisdom taken from them, where they still had life, but their wisdom was taken from them, which in turn requires them to fuse with a human, which contains the knowledge to take the throne and basically become the usurper, the usurper of, well, the usurper of God in SMT 5. In 3, it's a reason for Kagetsuchi to recreate the world. For Strange Journey, it's your alignment. For 1 and 2, it's your alignment. It's all derivative. It's all based on very simple, a simple concept in Gnosticism called Gnosis, where the Gnosis was stripped away from these beings, and because they lack knowledge, they must find knowledge. Yes, every Shin Megami Tensei explains this. Explains it in their own way. The end goal of the demons in Shin Megami Tensei is to usurp God and basically recreate the world in an endless cycle of creation, destruction, creation. That's literally what the Schwarzwelt is in Strange Journey, where in Strange Journey, the Schwarzwelt is literally a cyclical cycle that occurs because humanity has the mind for power and has the ability of change. please know, Shin Megami Tensei is also the game that got me, like, helped me really understand my own, reason to coming to Christ, because I realized very quickly that a lot of what it's based on is the stuff that it's based on a lot of the stuff that was used to basically try to trick early Christians. It's a different way to view demons. It is a route that is commonly viewed within Gnosticism. And if you understand Gnosticism, you understand that basically the entirety of Shin Megami Tensei is based on Gnosticism. Like, straight up in SMT1, you have Thor asking you if you wish to serve him, in his actions to try to nuke Tokyo. Newsflash: don't nuke Tokyo. Nuke Tokyo. Okay. The reason you don't want to nuke Tokyo is because, hey, we're getting more into random SMT lore. Into more SMT fun times lore. The reason you don't want to nuke Tokyo is that's how you get the beginning of SMT1 into SMT2. Operator, diagonal wall for Triangle Foundation. Hello! Operator, you've been gone for a while. How you doing? You've been gone for quite a long while. Because also, if you nuke Tokyo, you get Blasted Tokyo, and Blasted Tokyo is, I'm not gonna lie, actually an interesting part of 4. I wouldn't say I've been gone just watching from your perch. Makes sense. Makes sense. You're a man of few words. The reason people love Nocturne is because, A, it was one of the first releases internationally. Just gonna say that right out of the gate. But it's also because Nocturne has a feel about it that you don't get in any other Shin Megami Tensei game. You do not get the feeling of the destruction that occurs within each game. Where Nocturne, it's literally one of the story beats. And how you have Chiaki come to turn into Ball Avatar, and then you have Isamu turn into summoning Noah, and then you have, I forget his name, but he summons he's technically Law. I forget the name of the demon he summons. But he is technically the law ending. Yeah, personally, out of all of my out of every ending, I'm gonna be honest. My favorite ending within all of Shin Megami Tensei, though, will forever be the neutral ending of 4 and Nocturne, its true demon ending. 5 depends on okay, original 5. I don't like any of the endings. 5 Vengeance. I really do like the Chaos ending because it seems far more fitting to me that that's how an SMT game ends. I wouldn't even call him a femboy. I would just say you got a protagonist that is weirdly designed. I wouldn't even call it a femboy. I'd call it androgynous insanity. Personally, in my mind, it looks better when you're in 5 Vengeance and you get Tsukiyomi, where it looks a lot better. But when you get to standard Aogami, it just looks weird because, like, the long hair doesn't match the build. The build doesn't match the face. Like, none of it meshes design-wise that works. But once you have Tsukiyomi, it looks so good. But I will say that nothing beats high-res Demi-Fiend. High-res Demi-Fiend is just a fun thing to witness. Okay. Yeah, I will forever say that high-res Demi-Fiend is just... It's funny. His design, when put into, like, HD or 4K, is absolutely comical. I need more wood. What is with that dome? Oh, I think it's the settlement. I need lumber. Give me lumber. I need to go repair my axe. Yeah, I think in, like, if we're comparing protagonist designs, Lost, it goes Demi-Fiend, Elf, SMTs, and then it goes SMT 4, 4 Apocalypse, because Nanashi's design is, it's not bad, not good. And then you have SMT1. And SMT5 is just there. Strange Journey. Yeah, the Demonica is very iconic. I will give you that. The Demonica is extremely iconic. The main character in SMT Strange Journey is literally just Guy in Demonica. Yeah, the suit. The suit's incredibly iconic. It's referenced in everything it can because of it. It's why I'm surprised we've never got a Strange Journey like proper like 3D version of the game. Same thing with a re-release of 4 and 4 Apocalypse. I'm surprised we've never even had never heard an inkling about it. Yet all we get is Persona 4 is getting remade. After Persona 3 is getting remade, we're getting Persona 6 because that's now in the works. It's like, can we get an SMT game, please? Can we? Can Persona go back to being a side series and not the main game you release all the time? Because that's what it feels like, man. That's what it feels like. Yeah. Persona fans have always eaten good. They've always eaten good. Like, that's just a thing about Persona, is Persona gets so much love because it's the more approachable game. Where SMT, I think if they went back to the Nocturne formula, it would be just as big. Just not as brutal in terms of, like... Actually, no, keep it as brutal as possible. Keep the game as brutal as possible. But I think if they went down the route of Nocturne in terms of storytelling and in terms of game design, I think people would enjoy. I think SMT would become the mainstay again. People have been crawling at the ground and ripping everything they can to try to get a remake of 1 and 2. Same with the remake of Persona 1 and 2, where people just want them. People want them so badly. Yet Atlas goes, no, we're just gonna make a new Persona game. It's like they already have the base for it. People have been wanting Persona 1, Persona 2, Innocent Sin / Eternal Punishment. Same with people wanting a remake of Shin Megami Tensei 1 and Shin Megami Tensei 2. Like, those are games that I would genuinely be happy to see a remake for. Because they are that old. They are old. To where most people nowadays wouldn't even have played them unless they did emulation. Which, again, emulation is a good thing because it's kept these games alive, but it's still not big enough to where we can try to get a proper remaster of them. And I don't want a remake. I want a proper remaster where the game is 1-to-1, just better graphics. Remember, kids, emulation is only a crime if it hurts Nintendo's feelings. And even then, it's not a crime. Exactly. At first, I thought Strange Journey only. SMT, they have the Nihilism view. The Nihilism view is within Strange Journey, Shin Megami Tensei 1, Shin Megami Tensei 2, Nocturne, which the Nihilism view is the one I can't remember. And then you have... Actually, no, it is. The nihilism view for Nocturne is a Samu. I don't think they have a nihilism type route in 5 regular. You could technically maybe call Yoko's ending in Canon of Vengeance a nihilistic view. We need to get copyright reform passed. The current state of law around emulation and distribution of ROMs is intolerable. Yeah, like it is highly intolerable for the current state of emulation and ROM distribution, because realistically, in a world where things make sense, if a game company no longer hasn't touched a game in, let's say, 10, 15 years, and the only way to get it is through emulation, not emulation, emulation, then realistically, like, there shouldn't be a punishment for people who want to play it and find a usable copy. Like, it wasn't until really recent years, because of what Disney did to copyright and trademark, that we have what we have now. There's more to it, but realistically, Disney messed up a lot of things. Which is funny when you think about it, because Disney partially has hold of Kingdom Hearts. So when you look at Kingdom Hearts 1, the reason they've never been able to remake, the reason why they had to keep Kingdom Hearts 1-1 for video game sales, was because the license Disney has for Deep Jungle, which is Tarzan, is so specific that if they tried to say make a remaster or a remake, they literally couldn't include it because of how specific the licensing agreement was. Disney only messed it up for TV shows and movies. Nintendo butchered it for video games, even though they emulate their own titles and software at conventions constantly. Yeah, they do. And I think they if I remember correctly, Nintendo straight up uses emulation for their GBA games that are on the Switch. I would love it if SMT went down the Nocturne route for endings, where the endings weren't the hyper extremes, but they were also you had endings that were nihilistic, you had endings that were extremely positive, you had endings that, in my mind, are hilariously fun, which is true demon ending, where you just say nah to all of the endings and get your own. It's the yes man ending, as I put it. Nintendo started suing for emulators and Disney followed suit. Yeah. Yeah, the true demon ending. It's what I call the yes man ending for Shin Megami Tensei, because it's basically the yes man ending. Under the hood, all the classic consoles that came out a few years ago, NES, SNES, PS1, etc., were emulators running ROMs. Yep. I still have my PS1. Like a true PS1 from like the 90s. I have to go find something that can do what I want. I missed. Oh, I missed. They're literally just taking microboards like Raspberry Pi and small micro SD cards, throwing them into a big plastic shell, then selling it as a retro throwback console. I mean, you're right. You're right. You are very right. You can find the same thing on the internet for cheaper with a less console-specific flair and more games/systems. Yeah, like I've debated making my own little GBA slash DS system because I like DS games. I like Game Boy games. I've debated doing that, and I've looked into it, and there's like a lot of things to where you can make some very interesting. You can make some very interesting hardware work together. You can find handhelds now that are strong enough to run basic indie games like Silksong or Hollow Knight. It is incredibly interesting seeing what people have done with the emulation market, and same thing with small electronics gaming hardware. But I also have a ROG Ally now, so I can do a lot. You know what's the best news we got? We probably get a new Fallout game without Bethesda. If it doesn't have the GURPS system, if it's not based around GURPS at all, I'm not gonna like it. My favorite aspect of Fallout was the fact that it was basically GURPS for the entire system. I'm not a fan of Fallout 4 because it does what it did with Skyrim, where it turned a true RPG stat system into RPG light, as I put it. Where, hey, cool, Skyrim is a fun game, but I'd rather play an older Elder Scrolls game where you actually have complete customization of your character. I like the old style of RPGs, as all of you can tell. Yeah, like exactly that. It's a good action RPG, but the prior titles had better RPG elements. Todd Howard, too comfortable sitting on Fallout. Yeah, he is. And he's gonna quickly learn what happens when you don't produce something that people actually want.
True. A lot of the older Skyrim game, a lot of the older Elder Scrolls games do not have a way to make them look better, or have modability. Yeah, if you want something new, you got to get it through Todd first. Yeah, you're not wrong on the Morrowind thing. You basically have to do a complete engine replacement if you want it to look nice. And get rid of the jank. It's the reason why why Daggerfall Unity was a large thing. I think they finished it up. I don't know. Don't know if Daggerfall Unity ever was actually properly completed. It's that again, you're saying all correct information. It isn't saying how Morrowind does stuff with modern day hardware. Stay in the ball. I said stay in the ball. Personally, I still think that you could, like, they split a tree up into 13, something like 13 parts and rendered each one of those separately, which is 13 render calls. But because of hardware limitations back then, it worked better. That doesn't shock me. Bottleneck in 03 was rendering, not rendering calls. Yeah. I can definitely see that as a massive thing. Causing issues, at least. But now CPUs freak out at getting 20,000 rendering calls and FPS tanks. That's still, like, it still shocks me what can cripple a computer nowadays compared to what could cripple a computer back then. Back then, a GPU would have set itself on fire trying to render a tree all at once. Yeah, it would. I'm still surprised with half the stuff I got away with when I was running dual 8800s. Genuinely, I'm shocked with what I got, what I could get away with. Yeah, because the first computer I had that I built myself had dual 8800s in it and an i5. This was the 3000s. This was the 30. This was Gen. Not Gen 3 Intel. I forget. It was 30 something. Not 30. I forget the exact model name. But it was technically 3rd gen Intel if I am remembering things correctly. Not like what we are now with like the 1100 somethings and 1200 somethings, 1300 somethings. I don't keep up with Intel all that much. I am very much entrenched in AMD, which makes running certain applications quite fun if they're designed around Intel and NVIDIA hardware. Hint, hint. Monster Hunter Wilds. Intel's gonna die if it doesn't stop being stupid. Doesn't surprise me. Not a shocker at all. It's not a shocker that Intel would go down because of their own hubris. They basically didn't have any competition hardware-wise for years, and they let that get to their head. I'm genuinely surprised Nintendo is as big as they still are because of their own stupidity. How long am I going for tonight? Heck if I know. I don't have anything to do tomorrow. Why do you ask, Decaf? The calves of D's. One could say, the cap of D's nuts. Yes, I took your yes, I took your joke. The problem is that system integrators have had contracts with Intel so long that Intel has had market dominance through that alone. Yeah. Yeah, that is true. They've really only had what they have because of having system integration contracts. Even when custom builders have been AMD only for about a decade now. Yeah. As soon as Ryzen hit, people started going with AMD so much more. I remember running 2nd gen Ryzen Dude, it was amazing. I remember running 2nd Gen Ryzen, and it was great. It was just great. I mean, like, not re-releasing old titles that sold amazing, like Mario Superstar Baseball or other Mario sports, because they swear the fans don't want them. Yeah. Decaf, you asked how long I'm going. Why? Are you waiting to see if you can hop into comms later? I will grill them eventually. It's getting stuff set up for that purpose. Still not enough. But yeah, I know I gotta get back to playing Kingdom Hearts, but like, just haven't had it in me to play a lot of games. I've been mainly reading. And I'm going through and reading Full Metal Alchemist again. Not the Brotherhood manga. I'm going through reading the originals again. I'm like, gosh darn, I love these. And even with the chapter when Nina and her dog Alexander get fused together, even the manga makes my blood pressure spike, because I want to beat Tucker. I want to beat him so badly, but I can't because it's a book. Like, who doesn't want to beat Tucker's show as a character? Who doesn't want to throw hands at that man after what he did to his own child and dog? I'll be back. Okay, Decaf. Again, to everyone here, if you want to hop, please mind that it is live. I am sitting in the Discord. What do I need? Base upgrades. I'm going to want to set these up somewhere where I can get a little better access to stuff. Repair, I'm missing cloth, that's fine. I need to go get a bunch of wood so I can finish out this area. But what have you been up to, operator? You anything interesting? You're a man of very interesting antics. Quiet antics, but interesting nonetheless. Increase carrying weight again. Yes, if you can't tell, I build to be a pack mule in this game. Okay, what is my axe at? Axe is fine. I'm gonna go out, get some more lumber, and then get some more stone. Okay. Keep breaking the stone. Wait for my stamina to come back. Shirley is kicking the bowl because it's empty. She's like, I want water. So she's kicking the bull. One second. Hello? Spam. Was spam. Both of you, settle. Oh my, she just kicked the floor like, no, I will not settle. These dogs are such divas. Be fair, one of them was raised by a Black Lab Brittany Spaniel mix that pretty much acted like a print. That actively acted like a diva. Oh, I'm overweight. Hello? More spam phone calls. Okay, I gotta go get more fragments. Doo-doo-doo-doo. I have to capture those. Stand the ball. Those are mandatory captures that I have to do because they, when put into a ranch, can get me a bunch of neat things. Okay, now we need to go grab the Paldea fragments. With the Paldea fragments, I should be able to craft the Crusher. Okay. Ooh, I got a different type of sphere. It's very spherical. Sphere sighting, one might say. Do 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 do. Okay. Increase carry capacity again. I wanted to grab cat view. I'm gonna load my base with cat view really quickly. Load my base with helper cats. All of the cat view. I can show you the world. It's another Vixie. I need to literally get as many of these things as I humanly can. It's gonna take a hot minute. Okay, they want outside, so I will be back. Come on, outside. Outside. Currently streaming. Okay. Okay, all right. I'm back. Doo-doo-doo. Well, listen to some Nightcore. Do 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 do. Do you do? You do. Do and I'm like, I like you, and take me by the hand, and let me know your man. How do you do? You do. Actually, I think I might call. I've been going for about 2 hours. So with that said, yeah, thank you everyone for watching it, by the way. Thank you all for coming. Operator, good to see you again, man. Good to see you again. Yeah, I think that'll be it for the night. So with that said, thank you all for watching. God bless. Be safe. I will be back. Let me check my calendar really quickly, because that's going to determine when I'll be back. I will be back tomorrow, because I got nothing planned. So that said, thank you all for watching. God bless. Be safe. I am the bundle of the cats. We're going to raid someone on Twitch. We're going to go raid Rose. So with that said, everyone on Twitch is in, thank you. We're going to go raid Rose. Give her some love. With that said, I will be back tomorrow. See ya.